Fain și simplu. Prezentat de Check Bank.
Salut, sunt Mihai Morar. Bine ai venit la Fain și simplu. Mă bucur tare mult să ne revedem, reauzim într-un nou an în care o să încercăm împreună să lucrăm la ceea ce numim dezvoltarea noastră personală. Dacă se poate, chiar evoluție. Îți mulțumesc mult de tot pentru călătoria asta de peste 2 ani de zile în care suntem împreună. Și astăzi, la început de an, mi-am dorit tare mult să îți aduc o conversație pe care eu o consider chiar esența a ceea ce înseamnă fain și simplu. E un invitat pe care mi-l doresc de tare mult timp. Mă bucur că și-a găsit timp și ne-am găsit la intersecția asta de drumuri, chiar aici în studioul podcastului Fain și simplu. Doctorul Menis Yousry este un om cu o poveste extraordinară. Menis s-a născut în Egipt, a trecut printr-o copilărie foarte grea, a plecat apoi în Marea Britanie, unde în tinerețe a fost artist, a muncit chiar și pentru BBC, iar numele lui îl puteți vedea inclusiv în distribuția unor filme mari, pe care cu siguranță le-ați văzut, cum ar fi Charlie și Fabrica de Ciocolată. Da, invitatul meu a jucat în Charlie și Fabrica de Ciocolată. De asemenea, la 30 și ceva de ani, s-a apucat de psihoterapie, să studieze, să învețe, ceea ce face și în ziua de astăzi. Nu s-a oprit niciodată din învățat. Este o altă morală a poveștii sale. A devenit unul dintre cei mai cunoscuți și apreciați psihoterapeuți din Marea Britanie în terapia de familie. Apoi, drumurile l-au dus pe Menis în România, unde locuiește acum și ține seminarii în toate țările lumii. Prin terapia lui au trecut 10.000 de persoane până acum. Și mulți dintre voi mi l-ați indicat drept un om bun pe care ați vrea să-l auziți la Fain și simplu. Așa că astăzi este ziua aceea, din anul acela, sper să fie bun pentru noi toți, în care îi spunem Welcome Menis, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
It's the beginning of the year. Everybody is talking about resolutions. How to make a resolution? Are there resolutions still what we have to do at the beginning of the year?
Okay, this is a very big question. So you need to be patient with my variety of answers to you.
Please.
I start with a spiritual answer first, and then I go to a practical answer, if you want. I'll cut it short in the beginning. There cannot be a resolution because there is no next year. There is no tomorrow at all. We made up these years, we made up time, we made up a future. So if I make a resolution now, next year I'm the same person. So it's absolutely useless. There is no point at all. We remember times when you decide you want to do something tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, you are the same person as yesterday. So we think because the new year is coming, we'll be able to do something different. It's impossible. There is no next year. It's only now. You see, this is the kind of the spiritual answer. But the real answer, the practical one for people who want hear something useful, because this is a little bit vague. The question they need to ask, why do you want to make a resolution? What for? And for who? For who? You understand? Like, do I want to make a resolution because I want to be like somebody else? Or do I want a resolution because I'm supposed to do something? Or I should do something because other people will see me better? Do I have a resolution so I can impress other people? Do I have a resolution because my parents want me to do something that I could never do it? So I'll make a resolution and I wait for next year so I can do it and I succeed? This is one way of looking. There's another way. So resolution is like a goal, a little bit like a goal. And goals are very dangerous because we set up a goal and we become a slave to our goal. And the culture we live in made us all competitive. And everybody set a goal. And the moment you set a goal, you separate yourself between you and what you should be. And you try very hard to be what you should be. So you already set yourself up to fail if you set up a goal. And there are so many teachings, and the fashion has become in the last few years, people doing a lot of courses about becoming. But the more we focus on becoming, we forgot about being. So that comes back to my first answer. Like, do I have to wait for a time so to be something or be now?
So you don't believe in new year, new person, new self?
No.
There is not such a
Our
thing.
resolution should be my consciousness only.
What's consciousness?
To be aware of myself, you see. If I give you another example, a little bit more. If I have a goal to climb a mountain, for example, I will have a resolution next year, I will climb 100 meters, yes? What if I practice an exercise to make my muscles stronger, and anytime I climb the mountain? Can you see the difference? And if I'm exercise and I'm stronger, my conscience is stronger. So I can do anything I want. But I can have a resolution and the meetings and plan and try and talk to people, but I'm actually not strong enough to do it anyway. So we actually live on desire. A resolution is a desire, a goal is a desire. If I have a desire, we have a serious problem, because the desire itself means life is not enough in itself. If you have a desire, then the word desire is inherent in the word that is not enough. So when you achieve your desire, it's not enough because you are desiring. It will never ever stop. So if I have a resolution, the likelihood of achieving it is very low, because the person who wants this is not able to do it anyway. So I'm waiting for the next year, and I'm going next year with a desire, yes, and then the desire is hungry, always going to be hungry, and I will fail. And when I fail, I will confirm to me I'm not good enough, so I'll have to desire more.
I think everybody makes resolutions,
Yes.
only to quit them, I don't know, weeks or months later. And this is only a source of unhappiness.
Yes, but resolution is a Western invention. It's an idea. Like Valentine's Day, like Christmas Day, like all these things. People are bored and they're looking for a challenge. But I think what you said is good, because when I fail, I have something to win. I need a battle. I need something to overcome. And actually, I think what I've seen in many people, that there is enjoyment in failing sometimes. Like, it will distract me from being with myself. And I have to fight.
But for example, I want to be a better man.
Yes.
Is this a resolution? Is this a desire? I don't think.
You are a better man already. You don't have to be. All you need to do.
But I don't see the better man in me.
Yeah, because the man, you or anybody, is good, but there's a layer on top of the better man. A layer that have been accumulated from childhood, that make us less of who we are. So all we need to do is to discover who we are. That's all we need to do. For example, if you have a problem you cannot solve, yes, if you are stable and strong enough, you will solve it immediately. But if I focus on solving the problem and make a plan to succeed, it will not. You see the difference? Many people come to the courses and ask me, for example, I don't know, can I stay with my partner or go, can I stay this job? Or I tell them, you asked me the wrong question. If you're big enough, You can stay with the partner and you can leave your partner. No problem. You see? So in the world, we are handling the symptoms.
So it's a process of unlearning, not learning.
Absolutely. I said to people in the seminar last few days, if I succeed, I make you ignorant. Actually, our problem is that we learn too many things. And the all intellectual, intellect is not intelligence. You see? They're two different things.
So you tell people to live in a more spiritual world than in a intellectual world.
Yes, but the spiritual world is very dangerous nowadays. I cannot say it in the seminar. Because
Why?
Because it has an association with religion and India and these kind of things, and people get scared. Everything has an association, you see. It's better not to mention it. Because the association beliefs we have around words is very powerful. And you'll have two types of people in the course. There are people who like religions will probably worship me, and another one who against religion will hate me. There is no point of going there. I'd say we live in aware. We need to become aware is better of ourselves and what we're doing. But unfortunately, which everybody knows this intellectually, you are the result, we are the result of how our parents treated us. And every psychologist, everybody knows this. But I don't think people really know what it is exactly.
We will talk about this, but let's get back to resolutions.
Yes.
There is a, I don't know, new wave. Manifesting is the new resolution. So you don't have to make resolutions at the beginning of the year. You have to manifest.
What do you mean by manifest exactly?
I don't know. I read a book last year. It's a bestseller in UK, USA. Manifest 7 steps to better life, or something like this.
Okay.
Written by a woman named Roxina Fusi. There are 7 steps to learn to manifest your goals, your dreams.
What if somebody came up with 6 steps?
It will be simpler.
Yes, and then somebody will come with 5. Another one come with 3. I can tell you from what I know, okay?
Okay.
Any method doesn't work.
Whoa. End of podcast.
There is no method to find you. There is no method. You see? So the fact you have to go through methods, you engage your mind. And if you want to transform, it has nothing to do with your mind. You see?
So what we have to do to have the best year of our lives?
What a difficult question.
No steps, no methods, no resolutions, no manifesting.
Okay. I'll give you different things and you can choose one. Number 1, don't help anybody.
Really?
Yes. Don't wait for people to change.
Okay.
Don't try to fix anyone. Because when we do this, we go blind. We don't see the part of us that need to be better. You see, we are all going into a phase in the world today where everybody become very, very aware psychologically. Everybody. Because there's so many books coming, the media, this podcast, everybody. You can access the most incredible information you want about transformation. The transformation is a very high demand at the moment. Yes? So the way we want to transform ourselves, we got caught on trying to transform other people, but not ourselves. So we built a blind spot. And if you look at the culture, especially Romania actually,
Okay.
so many people have become therapists, psychologists and coaches. They are growing every single day. What does that mean? Why this is growing so fast like this?
Maybe it's a process of awareness? We become more and more aware
Yes,
of
but-
ourselves?
No, these
No?
people are doing it for others, not for themselves. Can you see?
Huh.
All of them.
So it's very dangerous
Absolutely.
to help others
Yes.
if you are not healed.
If you want to help another person, your presence is the help, not what you do. You see?
Mhm.
So if you want your life to improve, you need to be in the presence of somebody who has arrived. You don't follow somebody who has not arrived yet. You see what I mean? All these people are doing this to hide their own pain. And the culture is promoting it.
One more question,
Yes.
Menis. You became a psychotherapist
Yes.
because of your childhood problems,
Yes, of course, like all these people you see.
like all the
Yes,
therapists.
Yes, yes.
So what's wrong with this? To heal your
Yes.
childhood problems,
Yes.
becoming a therapist.
It took me 20 years to learn what I'm just telling you now. Actually, I was like these people too. Yes, because the person who's stable is stabilized. Like when they engage in any situation, nothing outside disturbs the nervous system. Because our nervous system is up and down all the time. Yes, the stable person has an equilibrium inside of them. So if you do something to me, I will not destabilize. In fact, I will stabilize you. You see? So the people who engage in helping people, they stabilize themselves by stabilizing other people.
And how do we recognize this stabilized people?
Very when you're in the presence of someone, you will feel it immediately.
Like I'm feeling now in the presence of you.
If this is the case for
Yeah,
you,
this
yes.
is my real feeling.
Yes, you feel it immediately, because between us there's a space, and this spaces belong to both of us. So, if I have this interview with another person, it will be completely different. The space that we are three people, not two. You and me, and there's a third person. The third person is the space between us. That space is made up of my unconscious or your unconscious together, and they are synchronizing. Yes? So, the synchronization between us is exactly the same synchronization between a mother and a child. Our brain is dependent on another brain. You know, a brain is the only organ in your body that will not survive without another brain next to it, because it's constantly synchronizing other people. If you take this into relationship, the reason people find it difficult in relationship, they synchronize in a negative way. So they take each other down. And if one person is strong enough and calm enough, yes, the other one will go to their wavelengths and they go up, you see, together. So the people who are helping people, all you need to do is to take care of themselves. So the language is not important. You know, probably from all the work you do, that what we're doing now together is only 1% of our communication. But unfortunately, we're human beings, we only have words, but there are invisible things we cannot see. Neuroscientists have now begun to see, and they started to see machines, when two people talk together, they can see waves going from the two brains and where the centers are. It's already began to, in the last 2 years only. And they found certain parts of both brains are resonating at the same time when the conversation is going. And if these two people are more in tune, they light up much more than what I'm telling you now will cause a problem for many people, because you cannot help people by words. So if I am teaching people and I learn something in a book and I'm telling them this is a borrowed information, not a real information. So the information I need to tell them has to come from my life experience and my suffering, my pain, my relationships, everything that I have overcome. It's like singing. When somebody sings, you feel something.
Yeah.
Somebody will sing nothing, the same song, you see. And And this is where we are getting into trouble. So if you want your life to be better, don't waste your time trying to transform another person, because you're already a transformer in yourself.
So when somebody is in pain or suffers,
Yeah.
is it enough to be there, to be present?
Yes.
You don't have to speak anything.
If you are able to hold somebody suffering without losing it, the person will heal. But everybody listening to this, they will try to do it with their mind. I will continue your question. The second part, if you want to stable yourself, is in your relationship with a person, especially your partner. I would say having a healthy relationship is better than any therapy, psychology, seminar, anything in the world. But the challenge we have in life now, our inability to have a normal, natural relationship. Everybody is suffering from this. And they're trying to fix it outside the relationship. It's impossible.
Is this the greatest pandemic in the world? The illness of relationship?
It is the new cancer.
Wow.
I think so. You can see people are not able to have relationships anymore. You know this. The environment is not helping either. When you have an app on the phone to meet a person in 5 minutes, it gives you way out too quickly. You see? Especially for young people. People don't try anymore. We used to, something broken, we throw it and buy a new one. You see? So now the relationship is shaky. I'll get a new one.
Yeah, and the people are not toys.
Yeah, but you see, the new generation we have, it's our fault, not them.
Of course.
We gave them everything. So they used to get a new one. You see?
And they took this lesson also in relationships.
Yes, of course. You see, what people don't understand, I hope I make it clearer to you. Your behavior in the relationship, yes, is exactly the same everywhere else. Even the way you drive your car, the way you deal with your business, your friends, your work, the same way you deal in relationship. But people think the relationship is difficult because your partner is on your back and is at home. You cannot run. So and then you and they know you very well. So it becomes much more intense. But at work, or you can always exit. You can always manipulate them. You can always learn something and impress people, but you cannot impress your partner because they know you very well. You see?
Let's talk about what we have to do to be balanced. There is a great book by Gary Zukav, The Seat of the Soul.
Yes.
And he wrote there that when you meet a balanced person, you don't know where his soul begins and where his soul ends. It's one, the body, the mind, the soul. This is the definition of Gary Zukav. How you became balanced?
You asking me?
Yes.
I don't believe in any books or anybody saying anything at all. Really, and I don't disrespect what you said at all. Anything you name, you limit it. You see? I learned this when I was working as a psychologist in health service in England.
In UK, yeah.
We don't understand anything. We give names only. You see? So I'm very careful of names. All I'm guided by is how I feel. This is my guide. In fact, not how I feel, by my emotions. Because even feelings can lie also, but emotions will never lie.
But how do we know that what I feel is my emotion and not a filter, something I've learned of or I've read in a book?
I can almost guarantee you everybody knows. Everybody knows but you don't want to take responsibility. When a thief steals something, they know what they're doing. Everybody knows. But people don't want to take responsibility of what they know. It's easier this way. Much easier. You know,
we run from emotions.
well, our nervous system job is to stabilize your emotions.
Yeah.
Our nervous system itself is not stabilized. So you need a person to stabilize your nervous system so you can stabilize your own emotions. And this person has a resonance with you. This person was before your mother. Before. But now we grown up, her job is finished. We have to find a way to do it for ourselves. And the best place to do it is in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The mother becomes stable by stabilizing her child as well. Because being a parent is the best experience you can have in your life. It's the only chance for people to mature.
And to heal.
Providing they take responsibility of their children. So now partners can actually help each other. And I tell you how. I have an experience with this myself. If you experience unconditional loving from a person next to you when you are low emotion or high emotion, you heal. But it has to be somebody loyal to you and loving you in such a way that will support. It doesn't have to be a psychologist. It doesn't have to be a therapist. It has to be somebody who truly loves you. You know, I am not very religious, but the sentence in the Bible says, if two gather by my name, I'll be with them. This says it all. Because like, if two people are so connected, I will be with them. God saying, like, this is the healing part of us, you see, because we can see God as love or whatever you can call it.
What you describe here, talking about the Bible, is this part.
Yeah.
Love the others as you love yourself.
Yes, you can say that.
This is the healing relationship.
Yes. But you know what the problem we have now? When we talk about these things, nobody understands what is love actually. Nobody. And love is the truth. Cannot be told. It cannot be.
So love is beyond words.
Absolutely.
Beyond I love you, beyond
I love
love
you.
letters.
All these things are marketing and I think propaganda and films and this kind of, this is not love. It is the same like New Year's resolution, like Valentine's Day. And the new generation believe in this. And then of course they are very disappointed because this is not what it's all about.
Don't tell me love. Don't tell me Valentine's Day has nothing to do with love.
Yeah, of course not. It's a business.
It's a business.
Of course. It's American business. But I don't know who invented it, actually. I should investigate. But it's a good business. Look how many things they sell.
But what is love beyond Valentine's Day? Hearts, teddy bears.
You ask me what is love? It cannot be told, you see. I'll show you. When you truly love someone, could you describe it? Could you decide to love someone? Did you ever decide? You cannot. How can you decide to love someone? But
I can decide to be in a relationship, to heal myself.
Relationship is not love.
It's not love. It's a transaction.
No. Relationship is different. Okay. There's a relationship, there is love. Okay. If the love is real, the relationship would work.
Okay.
By itself. So people don't need to go and try to fix the relationship. They need to be loving. And the relationship will work. A lot of people come to me struggling, and I tell them straight away from the beginning, I say, this is a very unfair question to ask. Do you want to be together? Do you love each other or not? 90% of people cannot answer the question. It's obvious. We can spend year in therapy and they pay a lot of money, will go nowhere because the love is not there. You see, and a very difficult question, but deep in your heart, you know if you love somebody or not. You will know. There is no love has no yes or no. It has no question. If you ask somebody, do you love somebody? If they hesitate, is a problem. How have you tried to make somebody love you?
It's impossible.
Absolutely. Have you tried to make you love somebody?
Because this is not love, this is fear.
Of course. Have you tried to make you love somebody? Impossible either. So it's undescribable. If somebody wrote a book, describe love, I will call this book a lie. The truth cannot be communicated. This is the mystery of life. Anything can describe, the description is not what it is. It's made up by the person who's writing it.
So if you have to write a short love letter,
Yes.
what will you write?
You're asking me in a different way now.
Mhm.
What do you mean? Like to somebody?
Yeah, to somebody,
I
to
was-
your wife, to your kids.
Okay. Whatever I write will convey my consciousness to the person.
Mhm.
So if I write a letter and I don't love this person, yes, they will know. And I can write only 3 lines and 2 words and they will know.
Yes, but people, to feel love,
Yeah.
they need also presence, but they need also words, validation.
Yeah, of course. Of course. This is the dilemma we have because we only have words. But I must tell you something. Language was invented to stop us feeling. The more you talk, the true love is in silence. It's between the words, not in the words. You've seen people talking, poems, writing, singing. But if you stop. This is a big challenge for me. I am learning this. If you can just be in silence with somebody, this is true love.
Can you describe me a moment of love you've seen lately?
Yes, a couple of times my partner doesn't know this. I looked at her from a distance and everything stopped and I felt so grateful that this person actually with me.
And did she feel love?
We have to ask her.
Last time when I see a moment of love
Yes.
was last week when my father was in hospital after a complicated operation, and he called at home, my home, and he speak with my little daughter, 3 years, Roa. And after the end of the call, he cried, yeah. And he told me this. No rational explanation for this.
Well, it's the same. Just look at a mother looking at her child.
Mhm.
Just look from a distance. You will know everything.
This is love.
Absolutely. The mother's love to a child, it's the biggest force in the universe. Undescribable. And you hear many stories like an accident or something, a woman can be in lift a car. They can do anything for their child. This is probably something men will never understand. But still, we love too, of course. But something extremely powerful. Unbelievable.
And I think the love of the grandfathers, grandmothers
Yes.
for their nephews
Yes.
are more genuine than the love of a parent?
Well,
Are more unconditional?
well, it's not exactly like this.
No?
People, when they're older, they become wiser,
Okay,
and they learn.
that's the reason.
They learn because the process of parenting is an education for you. And then once you get older, you know everything you've done right or wrong. And now they have learned. And they truly know that in life is more important people than their ambition.
And at grandparents, there is unconditional love.
Yes.
Okay, we the parents, we love unconditionally
Yeah.
the children.
Yes.
But we have many fears.
Of course.
Is not 100% love there. There is so much fear, a failing of I don't know, illness, of not succeeding in life, of so on.
It's a little different. You actually say what you're saying is correct, but it's more. Your love for your children, unfortunately, depends on the amount of love you receive from your parents. Like I use a metaphor like a bank account.
Yes.
As much as you have is as much you can spend. You see, you cannot give anything to anybody that you don't have.
But you can learn. Can you learn this?
Of course, I believe you can learn anything. Yes, but not in books, and not in lectures. No, experience, in experience.
Because I know so many parents, so many persons that were not loved
Yes.
by their parents, and now they are great parents to their kids.
Yes. No parents is not loving towards children. This is just misunderstanding. I always say this to people in the courses. If you think your parents didn't love you, it's not the case. They could not love you. They are two different things. You see the difference? I loved my children, but I didn't do a great job because I didn't have the resources that other parents had. So I did exactly what I can do. But for them, they may think I didn't love them. You see? So, but some children, when the parents didn't love them enough, they're trying to compensate and love the children more, which is great. But also, they may do everything for the children, love them more, but their consciousness is not 100%. You see? And the children are so smart, they know exactly what they get. They read your emotions. Before they read writing, they read your emotions. They know. And I always say, if you want to learn about yourself, watch your kids. Watch what they're doing. You will see you. Exactly. For example, a difficult child is not a difficult child. The difficult child is trying to tell you something is not right, but they cannot say it. So they act it out. It's like this.
Let's talk about relationships. And you tell me about how important is to love, the love in a relationship.
Yes.
But there are so many relationships today. The people are staying in these relationships out of fear, not out of love.
Yes. Yes, many. Especially the culture has an effect, big effect. Because say in very Western individualistic culture, it's not a big problem. People don't stay for various reasons. Financial reasons. When people split, they have equal right. Nobody can take money from the other one. The government will deal with that. Yes. The other factor, which is purely cultural factor, a divorced woman will be looked down in a society, but not so much in the Western culture. But Romania is kind of in between. So if you have here stigma around the person, especially more women than men, that she's divorced or she has children. This is not a big problem in Germany or something.
Mm-hmm.
Even age, like a woman divorced at 50 or something, no problem. But here it could be a problem, and in the East more of a problem, because they are more of a group culture, and a group have effect on a person. But as you go West, the person have effect on a group. It's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And the government in the West take care of people. This is good, but actually it's bad, because it disempowered the family. You see, so the family lost connection, because the government became the grandparents, the big brother that would take care of everybody. You see, so this is what happened. So people stay, and there's another reason people stay, and it's a very big belief. They stay because of the children, which is fatal mistake, because these children, when they understand the parents stayed because of them, they will grow up feeling very guilty that they made the parents suffer. And some parents tell the children this: we're staying because of you. They are not staying because of the kids, they're staying because they're scared. You see, but again, they think they sacrifice for the children, but they are not. They're just afraid to go. We are the result of not only us, the society, the culture, the previous generations, even the wars that happened before. Your DNA contain many things at the same time. You start life with a certain, vulnerability. And this vulnerability will be picked up by your DNA and the environment and open again. You see? So the environment has a huge effect. Even politics has a huge effect on us. Everything around us. So there is so much variables and pressure on the people to stay. Yes, of course.
So what's the effect of staying in a relationship with fear, with anger, with toxic words or abusive partner?
The relationship the children will suffer very much. It's probably the worst thing you can do to your children, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And parents think if they stay, the children will be better. But actually, in fact, in England, when I worked in the health service, they consider the children who live in an environment with parents who are angry, fighting, unhappy, is abused children.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we looked at them, like this, which is a little bit much, but this is how we considered it. The children are abused, because every child, in their heart and soul, they're half of the father, half of the mother. They're half of each. And if I see my two halves fighting, I will go mad. And then I will try to stabilize myself the wrong way. You know, when you ask me about how to stabilize ourselves, everybody is stabilizing themselves the wrong way. Drinking is one of them.
Yeah.
Gambling is one of them. Having multiple partners is one of them. Working too much is one of them. Ambitious is one of them. Goals is one of them. Success, resolution is one of them. These are forms of stabilization that built in. They are very seductive and very good. Success is the worst one, because it gives you the illusion that you're okay.
Wow.
You see? Because it's fantastic, because everybody look at you successful, but people don't realize this. All these big, rich people, they're actually suffering, and they earning money and prove to the world they are okay. It's the best form of stabilization.
So you are describing me now a world of fear. Everybody is running from emotions.
Yes, of course. But this is the most logical thing to do. What else can you do? It's the most logical. I think it's a very intelligent choice.
To drink?
Yeah, of course. Because if you don't do it, you will die. Of course. What other choice you have? So the
Are
people who drink, specifically, they are extremely sensitive people. Extremely. If they don't drink, they will not survive. And then what we do to them, we punish them even more.
Yeah.
Tell them to stop. You expect...
We show them with our fingers.
and we punish them. Every person who drink has a problem that somebody hurt them, especially men. Their wives hurt them, or bullied them, or make them very small. So they can't survive the relationship. So they have to drink.
And this is the easiest way, because I think there is another way.
Yeah, but you see, this way is a consequence of the early stabilization. And I show you why. When the children suffer any kind of abuse, neglect, rejection, unavailability of the parents, I don't want to blame the parents, because some parents, when they have children, they had problems already. Like a mother lost a child before, or her husband left her, or her mother died or something. She will not be available to the child. The first year of life, our left brain is not there at all. It's not developed. It developed after almost 2 years. So you are living in an experience only. And when we are born, we have a program. It's called natural entitlement. We are entitled to receive unconditional love. That's we're born like this. So when we don't receive it, it's a shock to the system. And the child doesn't know what is it like not to receive it. This entitlement is stabilization. So when the stabilization is drawn away from the child, guess what the child will do? Will stabilize themselves. They will say, I don't need you anymore, I'll do it myself. But this is decision made by a child, not an adult. You see? And that stays. This is the vulnerability of the child. So it is very likely when the child grow up, will end up in a difficult situation and will start doing things because he's already predisposed. That's why some people drink, some people gamble, some people don't, because the predisposition is from the beginning.
So what you describe is the first contact with fear.
Yeah, it is, but they don't even know what fear is. They're actually ashamed, not fear. And shame is the only thing that go to the soul, if you want. This is, they call it, some people call it the sickness of the soul. And the person who drink doesn't want to be ashamed, but they shamed himself even more by drinking, you see? So the solution the child find has become their problem when they're older. So that's why we have variety of things. The smart people who are so traumatized become extremely successful. They found a very good way. The way I found is to become extremely intelligent and work very hard, and I had 7 careers and I achieved the impossible. Until I woke up, I realized this is not what I want. I want someone to be with me. I don't want any of that. Can you imagine how it feels to have somebody with you, just with you, without you doing anything? This is what everybody missed. And the culture we're in now, everything's going fast. Everybody wants to be the best. Everyone wants to be this. And they don't have time for the children anymore, you see. And then to compensate for this, we start buying things for the children. So giving more and trying to make them like us by teaching them 5 languages, by getting the best at school.
After school.
After school, I see children small like this, and they carry a bag bigger than them going to school, full of books. I think that the bag will take them down, too heavy. And then a child, we're making them like us. We think that if we make them better, they will survive, but they want us. But we can't do it anymore because we're trying to survive ourselves. You see.
But the school is good.
There's a Finland, I think, have schools. The first few years, children don't learn anything. They go and have fun and go home. There's nothing. They don't learn nothing.
Cultivate only relationships.
Relationship, they play games,
Mhm.
nothing. And it's one of the best countries in the world. How come? What use for you to spend hours when you're 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 learning about geography and history and not learn about relationship? What can you tell me? If I know the capitals in the world, what use to me when I'm with a person? I tell you what use. I will try to impress my partner with my knowledge. This is the only use I'm going to have. And my partner is not interested. The children at school need to learn about relationships and parenting.
But you pronounce a word,
Yeah.
shame,
Yes.
ashamed.
Yes.
And this is a big problem in Romania. We have many expressions for this.
Yes.
I don't know if you know about parents telling kids să-ți fie rușine
Yes.
or learn good, altfel ajungi rușinea familiei.
Yes.
How can we avoid raising kids without a shaming or shame?
The parents who was shamed will shame their children.
Uh-huh.
So what is the answer? I have to work on myself in order not to shame my children.
So the secret is to unlearn.
You see, all these parenting programs, teaching books are not doing anything. Really. But in our desperation, we're trying everything. Really. We have to. Because what else can we do? But my children are my unconscious. You understand? They are me. Because they breathe, they feel, they sense, they see me.
Have you been recently in a toy store in Romania?
I don't want to go there. I will be depressed.
You will meet
Yes.
so many parents,
Yes.
angry parents,
Yes.
shouting at the kids,
Yes. And buying them toys at the same
and
time.
buying toys.
Yes.
But the angriest person you've seen, I don't know, in a shop in a world, will be the parents in a toy store.
What you said now, one of my biggest pain. What you said.
Why?
I see children receiving things and they're angry.
Yeah.
They're angry. And I think their children are so wise. I used to think they're angry because they're spoiled. And then I start to think something else. They're angry because their soul telling their parents, I don't want this, I want you. Instead.
I don't know, but many times I see parents
Yes.
from my generation,
Yes.
they are like monsters.
But have you ever thought why the parents are angry when they giving the children toys?
Because of the everyday stress, the stressful life.
No, you see, everybody knows what they're doing. Parents know they compensate. They know they actually manipulating the children by giving this, I love you, take this.
Mm-hmm.
They know.
Yes, but a toy is not an excuse for being angry and shouting at your kid.
They shout because they are in pain, because they know what you're doing is not working. I assure you, everybody knows what they're doing. They say, I am busy, I want to do something, I'll give this to my children so they can leave me alone. Don't you think I don't know? Of course I know. We choose not to know so we don't feel. If anybody watching this, they must know every moment in your life you are choosing how you feel. Every moment. And this is what I mean by raising your consciousness and be aware. When you're angry, most people refuse to know they are angry until after. You see, If you know you're angry when you're angry, it will go away. But we just cannot accept that we are angry. You see? But after we start manipulating our partner, we have a discussion about the relationship and say, you know, I was angry and next time I'll be better, all this kind of thing. But you need to do it immediately while you're angry, you see.
So every time you get angry, stop for a moment.
No, don't stop. Tell yourself I'm angry.
So I have to tell myself
You're angry.
I am angry.
The moment you're angry, you don't know you're angry. You need to tell yourself you're angry. You see what I mean?
So I have to have a conversation with me?
No, just know you are.
Okay.
Just know you are. Because
Getting back to me.
When you're angry, you go on automatic pilot. You need to wake up and to know you are actually angry. If you wake up, then anger will disappear.
When we are angry, do we imitate our parents, our teachers, our, I don't know, people from childhood?
We don't imitate. We are them.
Whoa.
You don't have to go that far. You'll speak like your parents exactly. We are them already. You know, if you tell anybody that you are like your parent, they will hate you for this. They will hate you for this. Because it's the truth. And my work in the last course in particular, all revolved around one sentence, which is, you must leave your parents. Not to walk away from them. You must leave them. We have never left our parents. You see what I mean? But the people need to hear this. It took me years to understand what I'm saying. Leaving your parents is to enter another world and leave them behind. And some parents, you know, we say childhood ends. Parenting also ends. Some parents continue to be your parents to the end.
Yeah.
And we continue having our parents to the end. And we drive each other crazy. We must leave them.
Okay, but after leaving our parents,
Yes.
what's the relation we should have with our parents?
To be kind to them, to be loving to them, but not to live in their mind and them live in your mind. You see? Don't feel sorry for them. Be kind to them. You see? Don't take too much responsibility for them. If they need something, I will do it. Yeah? But why should I worry about them? They have more experience in life than me.
They're wiser.
Of course. But the parents manipulate their children when they alter. Of course. You see? So if we don't leave our parents, we will not be able to be good for our kids. Not only, we will not let them go either. You see?
Can we talk a little bit about your life? Because I am very curious if your first relationship, your first marriage was a replica of your relationship with your mother, or
Not only a replica, the story repeated by the most horrific details. I was very young,
when you
married.
first.
I was 21 or something, and my ex-wife was 18, I think, and we had children, and I was in England, and I didn't know anything about psychology. I was an artist before. None of this, and I was very naive. I couldn't even speak English very well, even. And one incident happened has turned my whole life around, totally. When my parents were divorced, they went into court cases for a very long time, fighting. And one day, my dad used to take us from school, take us to the court, because the judge wanted to see us, all this. I was that big. And years after, when I was in England, and we went through a big divorce, I had to go to court to meet the judge with my children. And what happened, I don't think I will ever recover in my life from that situation. I took my kids, walked to the court. The court building in England was identical to the court building in Egypt because it was built by the British.
Wow.
And I was walking with them and looked at them, and I went back to how I was. And I went like in hypnosis, in severe shock.
Wow.
Everything looked the same because the British built many things in Cairo, in Egypt, and they built the court, and the wall, the corridors, everything. And I would never recover from this ever in my life, I think. And then I realized I have become my father.
Wow.
This when I want to be a psychologist.
So this was the aha moment?
Not only can you imagine if you escaped from your childhood and you end up in the same situation again. And
Incredible.
I thought thousands of miles away, I escaped, but I did not escape. Why?
So this was the moment when you were first aware?
I woke up, I realized. You see, you hear things, you read things, but you can teach something you're not convinced of. You see, you can memorize something and say it to people, but this one is not. This one is a shock to my brain. And then the things I start reading about, my God, actually, they are true.
And this is not only your story.
Yeah. Yes.
Because this story, I see it is
course.
repeated by
Everybody.
Almost.
But you know why? Do you want to know why it's repeated?
Why?
Because it's not finished. I give you a metaphor. I like this one.
So we repeat the stories of our...
I'll explain to you. There's a law in this universe. If something not finished, it has to finish. For example, you read many books, yes?
Sorry,
yes.
just one moment.
Yes.
You know Mihai Tatu?
No.
Mihai Tatu
Yeah.
told me in this podcast
Yeah.
this thing, that she wants to end the story of her mother, of her grandmother,
Yes.
not
To continue.
not to continue through her daughter.
You cannot.
You cannot end
You
the
cannot.
story?
You have to do something.
Okay.
Not with your mind. And I will tell you. Just I want to give you that metaphor quickly. You read many books, yes? Have you once read a book but you didn't read the last chapter? And this book will stay in your mind more. That says it all. If something happened in your past is not closed, it's a wound that will stay open. What does it mean not closed? I didn't grieve enough. I didn't cry enough. I didn't suffer. I didn't feel the pain. I escaped. So it's open. And I had to go back in a different way. So the situation that happened was actually a process of healing. It's not punishment. So we repeat. Why? Because we could never accept and deal with what happened to us. Basically, we cannot escape. You cannot. If you hurt your child, yes, and you did not go back to him and assure him everything is okay, you stay with him, that wound will stay until he's adult. So when the situation happened with my parents, my mother left, my father was somewhere else, and I was left alone, yes, and I had an abusive brother. Nobody told me, you suffered, it's okay. I decided I am strong now and I can deal with this. But I was a child. So the wound is open, it's not healed. And this is the story of everybody. The experience is not integrated. Every experience must be, like when somebody dies, you must grieve. You don't say, okay, I'll get on with my life. Because the body needs to heal. It needs. You watch stable parent, when a child had a very bad experience, the parent is there. It's okay, don't worry. I'm sorry. So the child realized, actually, I now hurt, but it's going. But if this is not addressed, yes, then it's energy going in the system.
So we end the story by feeling also the pain.
Yeah, but you see, the bottom line here, people need to realize how powerful we are. We can create the same experience. We are powerful, positive and negative. You see, I was very strong person to create it again, because it was in my consciousness. See, going back to the beginning, you asked me how to be stable. You cannot be stable like this. It's impossible. You see, I was never stable, so I was all over the place, and because of my strengths, I made it happen again.
Yes, but you became stable by learning.
No, by many failed relationships,
Yeah.
by many struggle, by many disasters, by hundreds.
I don't know, but in your CV, I read only about success.
Yes,
You
but do you think
have
this
had
success?
a role in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, many
you
films.
worked for BBC.
Yes.
You
But do you think I went to BBC and they employed me like this? This is the problem with the people who watch successful people. They don't know how they got there.
failing.
I suffered like hell to achieve all of these. I have 5 university degrees. I studied. When people are asleep, I was awake. I was so determined. I was so determined to be strong as strong as possible.
You are the perfect result of the no pain, no gain culture.
Yes, maybe you can say this. Yes, but this is how I learned. I learned that I must stop. I must stop.
So is there another way?
There's 2 ways. The way I did it the hard way, when you get sick and tired and fed up and you exhausted yourself, and then you have to wake up. Shock. You know, a lot of people learn from shock. That's why in mental hospital they give people electric shocks. You know that in the past, yeah, which is terrible, I think. Or somebody to guide you, not to teach you, to guide you. This is the 2 ways. But the person who guide you must be present, alive, and stable.
Did you find this person to guide you? No.
I always make a joke. If I met Menis many years ago, it would have been easier. I haven't. I didn't.
And
So I
this
didn't-
is the reason why you are a guide now for others? Because you
this
hate the term of teacher.
You know, when I started, I didn't even know I wanted to guide others. I was guided by something else. I was guided to heal myself only, but I didn't even know. But in my process, it helped others. But this is open another subject, another big subject. And this is very difficult. I hope people don't misunderstand it. The depths of your pain and suffering in life is part of the evolution to create new things. So all these successful people, if they become conscious of how they become successful, yes, through their pain, they realize they're part of the evolution as well. So it's like there is a reason for this. You see, like after every war, there is expansion and peace. This is a war in oneself, in every one of us. But unfortunately, many people don't see this, so they keep going. They keep going. And I make this funny metaphor, like in a race, you pass your finish line, but you keep going. You know, these people cannot stop.
Yeah.
They have wealth, money, they got caught on the race, but they don't realize they have created a miracle, and now they need to be that miracle for other people. You see, they don't realize this.
So you cannot live without pain?
Pain is inevitable. Yeah, but suffering is a choice.
How can you feel pain without suffering?
If you're very wise, you can, because you'll understand. Pain, the body feels pain, but suffering we choose. We choose the suffering. You see, there is no chance you can live this life without any pain. It comes with being human, but to suffer your pain is a choice you have. The more you become aware, the more you can make that choice. Happiness is a choice. Guilt is a choice. All these are choices, but they are unconscious choices.
Yeah, I've seen many Instagram quotes. Happiness is a choice, but
Yes.
I don't know how.
Very easy. Very easy. You know, go back to resolution again.
Okay,
The best resolution to make,
to be happy.
no, is to celebrate every moment you have in this life.
Like I celebrate our meeting today.
You celebrate the
I'm
moment.
happy.
Thank you. Me too. You celebrate the moment you spent with your father. You celebrate now. Yeah. You don't wait until tomorrow, because you know everybody's saying you don't know how long we're going to be here. This is only a transition. It's if you after all these years, if you ask me what is the best thing I should do, I tell you this: you cannot celebrate this moment in your life if you're not grateful for what you have.
How to exercise this muscle for gratitude?
Gratitude is the highest form of intelligence. There's no higher.
Not IQ, not.
No. Look what happened to the world today. We had the COVID, yes? It's over. No one saying, my God, this is amazing. We forgot. Can you imagine? Nobody is saying they should make a day, a holiday, to celebrate that we don't have the COVID anymore.
Because we have the war.
Well, of course, it was very good timing, because the COVID is going. We have to find another one. Now we have something to complain about. You see, now our life, our present in this life is a celebration. Every moment. I cannot do this all the time. I cannot, but I want to, and I'm reminding myself all the time that I need to stay conscious. Some of us, you have somebody who loves you, and can you put a price on this? Can you put a price on the way you see, and when the people cannot see anything? Is there a price? You have something in your life you cannot buy with all the money in the world, and we take it for granted.
We had COVID
Yes.
time, and now we have a war time
Yes,
near the borders of Romania.
yes.
I think this life is a celebration of stress.
Of what?
Of stress. Every day we have
No,
we have a stressful life.
no. The stressful life we have, it's perfect to stop us looking at ourselves. It's a distraction.
But what's the source of the stress? It's outside us or it's inside us?
There is nothing wrong with any country. There's nothing wrong with the environment. You know this environment stuff?
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's us. Our conscience is corrupted. Not the environment is corrupted. We must work on ourselves in such a way, yes, everyone, to the environment will change if everybody work on themselves. The work you're doing is helping the people to do this. The work we are doing, you see. Without this war is a result of our ignorance, total ignorance. It's a war between Russia and America, nothing to do with us. Two narcissistic people, yes, hurt and trying to protect himself, and we caught in the game.
Yes, but it affects us.
Yes, if everybody is very aware. I was in the war in Egypt, and I made a choice not to be there. If
You flew away.
of course, if everybody does that, the war will stop. Why do we? I better not talk about politics.
Yes, but you can finish your phrase.
we choose the government. Yes? So the government is us.
Yes, but it's not my will, it's people's will.
No, they see, the resolution, back again. Why you make a resolution? Because what people think about you. Part of making a resolution, because what you should do. You don't do it for yourself. You won't do it for your ego, for your image. We must never do something because people want us to do it.
Okay.
At the same time, we need to agree to the law we have in our country.
One question,
Yes.
because I don't understand
Okay.
very exactly. If I change, do I change the world? Like Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes, you can.
I cannot touch this this
said,
phrase.
If you change, everybody around you will learn from you. And they will expand.
Really?
Yes.
How? Give me an example, because I cannot
It's
feel
difficult.
this.
No, it's very difficult.
I heal myself. Do I heal the world by healing myself?
When there is enough of you, the world will change. But somebody has to start. At least your children will be like you. And their children will be like you. And eventually, the world will change. But don't have the intention to change the world.
The intention should be to change myself,
Only, not the world.
not the world.
If you want to change the world, you become a narcissist. And you want
And
something
unhappy.
and happy. And because you want the world to know that you changed the world.
When I was a kid,
Yes.
my dream was to change the world by journalism.
Good.
When I grow up,
Yeah.
I have so many years of unhappiness because I realized that this dream cannot be
You know what you
achieved.
need to do now? Love your journalism and the world will change. Really. When I do the courses, I am like a singer. I go and sing and go home. I'm not interested in anything else.
You don't have any dreams.
If the people don't like the seminar or like the seminar, it's not my problem.
You do not have any dreams anymore?
Of course, I dream like everybody else. Of course, I dream. But what I meant, I'd clarify. If they don't like it, of course, I'll be affected. But that's not my main intention. This is one of the most important things I want to tell you. We must never try to do anything except what we love. You enjoy this, the more you love it, the more the world will change. Just do this. Don't have any intention whatsoever. You'll do it much better. You're already doing it.
Yes, but I don't want. I don't love to clean the house, but I have to clean the house.
Yes. Okay. We're going to talk about this. Okay. When you reach very high level,
Of
yes,
consciousness.
which we're not there yet, you can do what you want. You can do what you don't want with love.
Wow.
If you're free, you can do anything. If I lose all my money and I have a job to clean the street, I will do it because it's necessary. No problem.
Because it's for people's good.
No, not for people. No,
For me?
no, not even for me. I'll say it again. You must have the ability, again, to do what you want and what you don't want. This is far ahead. At the moment, we're teaching people don't do what you don't want.
Okay.
At the moment. But the stage further, next stage, you can do what you don't want and no problem.
So there are steps.
Yes,
There are stages.
well, you can call it this way.
There are-
Because the conscious will be rising, you see.
What's the hardest step?
Is to see your own pain with love.
Wow.
Nobody wants. I use a metaphor.
This is the essence. Like your...
Yeah. The truth has a bad taste. It goes away when you swallow it. but nobody wants to swallow it because it has a bad taste. But if you have the courage to swallow it, it will go away.
Let's talk about this process of unlearning and reaching the essence. The essence is your true self,
Yes.
your soul. This is the soul.
Whatever you want to call it. Okay.
You hate definitions. You hate words.
Yes. You. Actually, I am beginning more and more to believe nobody has any problems at all. We all actually wonderful one thing even maybe, but we have accumulated layers and layers and layers of junk. And that's what we need to unlearn. That's what I mean, unlearn. Remove it away. You can't unlearn it if you don't feel it. You can't take a shortcut. You can't say, okay, I'm now forget about my childhood and get on with my life. You cannot. You have to be guided. If I had met a person when I was young, and this person was so kind to me and let me cry. See, I actually remember that incident. Now I remember the incident. My brother is older than me when the problem happened in the family. He's actually much stable than I am. Then he was much stable. When a problem happened in the family, he used to go mad. Scream, cry, and make a noise. Everybody thought he was troubled, and I was very quiet, stable. Incident happened about my mother, and he was going angry, and I told him, what are you worried about? She left. We're okay. And he said something to me. It's ringing in my ears for 40 years now. He said, Menis, your mother will always be your mother. She will not change. And I decided I don't have one anymore. So I put the lid on a volcano, you see?
So you hide the emotion,
Of course.
and your brother.
No, he was expressing his emotion.
Yeah.
And people were responding to him and trying to, and now, as a result, he was married person, stay with her all his life. This is the result, I think, actually. And I didn't, because I am in a relationship, my partner doing something, and I'm thinking maybe it will end, and I go alone and I'll do this. I don't care. I started going in my own world. I couldn't handle it. I wasn't stable.
And you paid for
Of
this.
course. And the payment is the price for success. I paid enough. You asked me that question before.
It was very expensive.
Yes, but you see, nothing for free. Nothing for free. That's why people who want a cheap option to heal, it's not going to work.
But there are so many ways these days. We have, I don't know, worship, seminars, nutritionists, priests, gurus,
Yes.
self-help books.
Yes.
We have schools, master classes.
Good. Why we have so many?
Because we have
No.
so many problems.
No, because they're not working. If
Because they are not working.
If they're working, we have one. Why we have so many religions? Because they're not working. If they're working, one will be enough. You see? We keep inventing things because we have not arrived. You see? Why there is so... How many books written about relationships? Hundreds. If one book works, no more books will be printed. We will keep inventing things, of course.
For people to hear this podcast,
Yes.
there was invented the microphone.
Yes. Yes.
So there is one invention. Okay, there are hundreds of brands, but there is one microphone.
The microphone doesn't feel the pain. This
Yes, but this is the solution for the problem.
It's not the solution for the problem. You are. It's not the microphone. It's you. It's your consciousness. that made all this happen. The microphone is only a machine.
So the solution for everything is in our consciousness.
Yes, your consciousness made this conversation happen.
I don't have you here to teach me because you hate this term.
No,
But can you guide me to access this consciousness?
If you have any...
I put one question in many forms.
Okay. The answer for your question will come to you when you stop asking me this question.
So I don't have to ask you this question. I have to ask me this question.
No.
But?
No, nothing at all. You see, the real truth has no path. Your path in life is walking. Keep moving.
Keep walking.
Walking, and everything will come to you. Our meeting was like this. Our meeting has no purpose for us to learn anything. Our purpose is to be together and talk about this. But the learning will come. The truth and learning must emerge, not to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you why.
So that's wrong with the self-books.
Absolutely. If I tell you what to do, you know what I'm telling you? I'm telling you my truth, not yours. What you need to do is not what I need to do. So all these teachings is the mind of the person, not the mind of the people.
Menis, is the body smarter than the brain?
The body is the brain.
The body is the brain.
Yes. And the body only container of memory.
Uh-huh.
That's all. We are not the body, we're not the brain.
We are more than this.
Yes. We have a connection to something else. And the crossing between the body and brain and other things is our nervous system. Emotions is the connection. Yes.
Yes, but we don't listen carefully to our body. We listen only to our mind.
You can't listen if you're busy trying to succeed. You can't listen. You see, when we come to life, we have two intentions. Two, yes? One, to learn to survive. And the other one, to learn to mature and know what the hell are we doing here. We have these two, yes? 99% we invest in our brain energy to survive.
Yeah.
And this is taken away from us. How to answer the questions you're asking me. If you not busy trying to survive, yes, you will find your own answers. So what is the solution? Find out how to be safe. So you'll find your own answers. I said in a seminar sentence yesterday, and I was trying to find a way easy to say it. Your brain in every situation is orientated, devoted to survival, not to accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
In every situation, you are devoted to survival more than getting things right. So when experience happened, this experience happened to you, by the time it reaches your consciousness, you have already changed it. You changed it because your survival desire is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually not seeing the truth. In half a millisecond, everything you experience changes before it reaches your consciousness. In 1/100 of a millisecond. Billions of, and all this interaction in your body are based on your parents, your culture, your people, what somebody did to you, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
This is the space that all my work is about.
But survival mode
Yeah.
means a lot of fear unconscious fear.
If you want this interview to succeed, this is survival.
Uh-huh.
You see, if we making this interview totally free, we will get more, which we have touched this moment. You see, if I'm talking to my partner and I'm afraid she's going to leave me, I'm a survival. All my responses, all my conversation with her will be about this, how I can recover and not be rejected. And this is what people do in relationships. And this is not about the partner, it's about who left me before and what happened in my childhood and afraid somebody die and this and the other, be alone. All these kind of things are stored in a filing cabinet and they are waiting. Any communication with anybody, go and select the similarity. Everything you see in the world, go into your right brain first and then moves to the left brain, because the right brain cannot talk, the left brain can talk. So the right brain need the right brain to talk for it, but it's misinformed, and the left brain is very stubborn, rely heavily on information, and it wants life to be predictable, cannot deal with unpredictability, so will control the world according to what it wants to see. And this is what happened. But between is a gap. And now this is what the work is. The gap is a strategy, a survival strategy. And all my work is about this gap, actually. But to deal with that, it has to be very experiential work, not conversation. In all the courses I do, I put people in so many exercises and I catch them in the gap. And they start becoming more and more conscious of what's happening between the experience and their decision.
When do people come to you? What's the moment in their life? What's the pain? What's the suffering when they come to you, to your seminar?
People come from different agendas. Some people come because they reach a moment in life like I reached. And some people come to learn to be more effective. And some people come to succeed. And this the people I don't want. And some people come to copy my work so they can do it with others.
You tell them?
What?
You tell them when you feel them coming only to succeed?
We actually eliminate them quickly. We know, we learned. Not literally eliminate them, but I can tell when I'm talking to a person what he wants. Like I used to do a lot of,
It's not a problem.
Okay. I used to do a lot of work with people in groups, like therapy groups, and I interview everybody first. And if I sense the person not really want to work on himself and develop genuinely, we can send them to the course or something, and we don't go any further with them. But obviously the biggest category is the people who are actually suffering. And this, it's not I want to work with people who are suffering, but I think this is the people who really need this work more than anybody else. If somebody come into the course so they can make more money and things like this, the work may not work with them. It may not work because their orientation is to increase the problem they have. Again, you see. Of course, I cannot screen everybody quickly, but I will know.
So there is a natural filter.
Yeah, because the advanced levels are with very few people. The first one, 200-300 people. Second was only 20 people. So I will know the people, and I know when I talk to them, and we will know the people who really, really need it. We have actually a very big waiting list because I cannot see a lot of people.
If you can tell me a story of a man that you met and I don't know, after your guidance, he healed.
Many.
One specific story?
One of the things that came up with couples a lot, that I identified their strategy of survival together, and they saw what they're doing and how they are actually taking each other down. For example, if a person in conflict wants to run away, And we worked through a lot of this. And a lot of couples decided to stay together and make it work because of this. And the different styles people have in dealing with their partners, which is partly from psychology work, of course, and the rest from experience with people. A lot of people, a lot.
But are there people that come to you and want for real to change their lives?
You know that I start the course, the first word I say, I said to everybody, your life will never change. I don't want to change anybody's life. I want people to be aware. And then you can change the life if you want. You see what I mean?
But can you change? A man can change?
Everybody can, of course. I am not the person I was.
Yeah, I read your story, and you have been artist, you have been actor, you have been working for newspapers, televisions, Hollywood, and so on.
Yeah.
And then you became a therapist.
Yes.
You can be anything you want in life.
Absolutely.
You can achieve anything.
Absolutely.
At any age.
Any age, actually, the older the better.
Because you are wiser than for you.
No, when you're older, you know that your time is very valuable. And you'll use it wisely. I don't waste my time with anything I don't want to do. If I have to do it, I do it once or twice, but I don't waste my time.
We talk about balance.
Yes.
And you told me before the interview that you are not sleeping many hours per night.
Yes.
You are sleeping just a few. Because you don't have time to...
Well, look, I said, I'll tell you the whole story. I think the whole thing started when I was young and I was afraid to sleep. This is how it started.
Because?
Because of the situation at home, it was not safe. But then later, when I was an artist, I used to stay all night and paint and draw. I think my body got used to this. And it's not very healthy now at my age, but I also, it's a big difficulty because many people say sleep will help you to be more healthy and everything. But I think I got used to sleep very little. And I sleep a little bit more than I used to now. But I still have a belief that I want to use every minute of the day and doing something that I really enjoy and I love. So it's a combination of previous problem and the good things that happen later.
So you don't have time to ruin your life. You have many things to do.
Yes. But
what's the goal?
For example, I am writing books at the moment. Yes.
Okay. Why are you writing books?
I'm coming to this. I'm not writing the books for anybody. The reason I stopped being an artist, because when I was painting big pictures, I was consumed by how people will feel when they see them and admire me. And I gave up for that reason. But I fell in the same trap again later with another. But now when I write these books, everybody asks me, when are you going to finish? When are you publish? If they're not published when I'm alive, I don't care. Actually, I'm writing the book for me. But of course, it will be out there and people will learn a lot. But that's not really. And when I say this, people actually don't like it. Not only I wrote the book, and then when I reached the end, I realized I didn't agree with what I read before. I wrote it 7 times already. Because I realized I am actually growing with the book myself. So it keeps changing and changing. Maybe something will happen to me that when people have to take it away from me and publish it. but when I open my eyes in the morning, I go straight and I write without thinking. Yeah, it's the best enjoyable moment in my life. And I have this feeling that I am making something. I don't want money from the books. I don't care, but like I am alive, actually alive. And I realize this is what I do. And sometimes I even see myself writing it, like another person watching me. And it's the most amazing experience I cannot explain. Like a singer singing and enjoying. It's not worried about how much people will pay.
When did you stop making things for money?
When I had a lot of money. Yes, because when I wanted to do this work, I didn't like the idea to be working with people and need their money. I didn't like it. I wanted to be able to be so free.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not good at business at all, but for some strange reason, I made a lot of money, not from my work. From situation arise, and I made millions actually from properties and things. All came by accidents and mistakes. So I actually don't need money from anybody. So when I do these courses, I am totally free. Which it's very good actually. I feel fantastic. If we have to cancel something or we have to change something, it doesn't have any effect on me at all.
So you have been lucky.
Well, this is another subject.
Yeah.
There is no luck. There is no luck in the world. Luck.
There is only chance?
No chance, no luck. Everything you have achieved in your life, you worked for it. So,
So you receive money just to be free, to do your job.
I didn't make the money to be free, but let's open this subject a little bit. In this life, you need to keep moving and working, and life will meet you. Will give you everything you want.
And if life wouldn't give you money?
The reason I interpret this in a different way, the reason I can do this work freely, this work I'm doing actually created the money from a different source. It's like I'm paid from somewhere else. And this to me is signal. This what I'm supposed to do, which I cannot explain. You see what I mean? I am the last person in the world who can do any business, but everything I touched worked, even by mistake. And I made a huge amount of money, yes, and have a lot of income from passive income, they call it. I don't have to do any work.
When you were a kid, you suffered from not having money.
Yes.
When you grow up, did you suffer for having too much money?
I suffer from not having money, and I'm beginning to suffer from having too much money.
No.
Yes. Yes.
So you feel pain?
Not suffer. I feel that maybe I could have
less.
Not less. Took care of myself more and spend more, because I was very insecure, and I thought the money is so important that if I don't have it, I will not survive. But now I realize that's not true.
So you don't judge people wanting to have money, people who make resolutions at the beginning of the year to earn more money. You don't judge them.
All these people doing everything wrong. If I judge them, I will have a big problem. A really big problem. Because I use this sentence, your inability to tolerate people's problems, it is your problem. You understand? If I am unable to tolerate these people, then I am not healed yet. People need to do what they need to do. Absolutely. If they throw their money away, and this is something very important for me, because I still have sometimes get upset when people wasting money on things. But it is something I need to heal, is not them. See?
Is this true? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction?
Very possibly, yes. Very possibly. I think this is something I cannot explain, but I have seen it happen. And I've seen it in a different context. Every force has a counter force. This is what spiritual people call karma and things like this, which is another subject. But I noticed in this life so far, everybody has done something wrong. It came back somehow, which I don't understand. It came back to them.
In their life or
In
for
their,
future
in their
generations?
life, in this life.
In this life.
Like you deceive somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will deceive you. You betray somebody, somebody will betray you. This I cannot explain, but I've seen it a lot. Really. Somebody took from you something,
Mm-hmm.
somebody will take away from them something.
Wow.
I really cannot explain it. I've seen it in my family. I've seen it with everybody I know.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this happen to people?
Mm-hmm. So we have to do good to receive good.
No, you have to do good only. Not to receive.
Not thinking
If
about
you're too good to receive
receiving.
good, you are in
Mhm.
trouble. Because you're doing good is conditional.
Menis, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
I really value this first conversation. I hope there will be some others. I'm very grateful for meeting you. And in the end, if you can give us a homework, an exercise which you recommend us.
Okay. And I want to thank you also because your interview is different and is very interactive and we have connection and I really enjoyed it, actually. Thank you for not
Thank you.
planning questions and things like this.
I
must-
take notes for every for every interview.
If you want me to give you an exercise, which I don't do that, but something came to my mind. And this I want to do it myself. Every day you wake up in the morning, say to yourself, I have one more day. And it's going to be an amazing day in my life. And I'm grateful that I'm here in this life. And if somebody in my life that I love, I go to them and tell them, thank you for being with me.
So there is no new year. It's only a new day every day.
You know, there is no time. You know that. We invented the years. You know this. There's no such a thing. The time doesn't exist. We are moving. We are actually moving. But we measure our movement with time. You know, have you noticed when you're traveling, you're more conscious of the time? Arriving here? We are traveling in life. We are moving. Like since we started the interview until now, we are 2 hours older. Yes, and things that happened to our body already changed, and we think this is time, but time doesn't exist. We can leave this to another.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Menis,
Thank you.
thank you for traveling with me for 2 hours.
How long have we been talking?
This is I don't
Oh
know,
my God!
2 hours.
My God! Oh
So-
my God!
So you have the time in your mind.
Oh my God!
This is a present for
Oh, thank you so much. It's very
for
kind of
you. I don't know if you drink or know Romanian wine. It's from Moldova region, Beciu
Okay.
Domnesc, and you have here a wine that is called Sceptrus Fumé.
Wow.
It's Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay.
Wonderful. We
It's
should
Fumé.
enjoy
It's not
it.
old. It's a young
Okay.
wine,
Oh,
like you.
Thank you so much. Very nice of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm very grateful for meeting you.
Me too. Me too. So this will be next year. Will be broadcasted.
Yes,
Will it be one time or two pieces?
one time.
One time.
One time only.
2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
Will people listen for 2 hours?
Yes, because
Because of you.
because of you. You have the perfect voice for
Really?
for podcast, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You bring me so much peace and quietness for the soul.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you so much for
Thank you so
for
much. Okay.
meeting you. Vă mulțumesc tare mult și vouă, sper Sper să apreciați la fel de mult cum am apreciat eu întâlnirea asta cu dr. Menis Yousry. Îl găsiți pe canalele lui de socializare și pe site-ul essenceprocess.com.
Yes. Yeah.
O să vă las oricum un link în descriere dacă vreți să vă întâlniți cu el. Sunt locuri limitate, e coadă mare la întâlnirea cu el, așa că savurați podcastul ăsta, reluați-l dacă aveți nevoie să vă notați. Scuzați-mi franceza din acest podcast, e primul podcast în limba engleză, dar pentru Menis chiar a meritat să fac asta și sper să rămâneți cu mângâierea vocii sale, nu cu engleza mea. Mulțumesc tare mult, ne auzim săptămâna viitoare. Mulțumim, fain și simplu.